Did you know if you drop a like and subscribe in the next 5 seconds, nothing will happen but it will put a giant smile on my face? Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 1 just received its second to last update, being version 19.30 as of today when I'm recording February 15th, 2022, and with there only being one more update scheduled to happen throughout the duration of the season before March 19th when it ends, being 19.40, let's just say we not only have a ton of leaks pointing toward not only the map changes that will be happening to build up a live event, which then, after happening, will trigger or directly lead into the Chapter 3 Season 2 cinematic trailer, but believe it or not too, speaking of this trailer, we may not only know the characters involved based off what is going to be included throughout the next Battle Pass thanks to Epic Games revealing things early, and leaks flooding out to do with upcoming skins that are in the game's coding currently, with us being right about this being one of the biggest live events in Fortnite history set to occur based off, well, what we initially expected, being a war between the Imagined Order and the Seven. Let's just say what's actually going to happen nobody would have expected. So do yourself a favour today, sit back, relax with your favourite snacks and stick around to watch the full video. And speaking of favours, one you can do for me, considering this is 100% free to do, is enter code FM1 inside the Fortnite item shop right now. By entering code FM1, you're not only going to be putting a giant smile on my face, but also potentially cheering up my pug Gus after discovering and being kind of sad about the fact he looks like a baby Columbo. He also knows that 70% of you watching right now aren't subscribed, and speaking of subscribing, we're getting incredibly close to 2.4 million subscribers, so if everybody hits the big red button right now, we'd be there in no time. And of course, don't forget this benefits you too, as I gift different subscribers every single day here on this channel, so if you want to receive a gift in the very next video, potentially, make sure you're subscribing to the channel with all notifications turned on, and then comment your Epic Games ID down below, so perhaps you could be gifted in the very next video in front of hundreds of thousands of eyes to see. But with that said, now enough messing around, we need to dive into all the leaks and information pouring out as of today to do with Chapter 3 Season 2 and our introduction to it, so make sure of course you don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere!
I'm sitting on my
Don't go anywhere!
Okay, so first of all, considering today the 19.30 update got added when I'm recording, of course you guys will be wondering before we hop into Chapter 3 Season 2 stuff, what exactly was added. Firstly, starting out with all the cosmetics that you can see on screen right now, some of which that don't have an icon are encrypted, such as what seems to be selectable styles for the Gunner skin, which is potentially going to be upcoming maybe in the next update or as the March crew pack. As you guys know, this skin is the boss currently at Covert Cavern, and from referring back to this image of all the leaked things encrypted and decrypted, of course you guys will see two particular skins or packs in particular that are very interesting. Firstly being the Monarch quest pack, which will be available very soon. For those that don't know, this is going to be available, the Monarch quest pack, between February 16th 2022 to March 19th 2022 being the start of Chapter 3 Season 2 in itself, which is very interesting because we not only get all the cosmetics that you can see on screen right now as if I've unlocked it early, but of course this will be bought through V-Bucks, and the V-Buck challenges will either add up to 1500 or 2000 V-Bucks, meaning of course when this disappears on March 19th and then Chapter 3 Season 2 starts, if we've bought this package or bundle for V-Bucks and unlocked everything such as the selectable style for the back bling, the skin, the wrap, and got all the V-Bucks of course, we will then have enough to get the Battle Pass if we don't already have a subscription to the Fortnite crew for a very good deal, not entirely free considering this bundle in itself costs to begin with. Either way though, without the V-Buck quest, it's definitely safe to say that whatever V-Bucks it's going to cost, considering it looks very cool, it will be worth the price, so kind of is a free Battle Pass if you look at it that way. Of course though, if you subscribe to the Fortnite crew, you'll not only get the Battle Pass for free when March rolls around if you are resubscribing every single month, but you'll also get the standard 1000 V-Bucks and also whatever skin is attached to this that will be revealed soon, which I'll have firstly posted on my Twitter, linked in the video description down below, so make sure to go and follow me over there now as we recently got verified too. We also give away a ton of V-Bucks over here as well, so speaking of free Battle Passes or saving the V-Bucks that you may win in a giveaway over on my Twitter to buy a Battle Pass, considering it's 100% free to enter every single time, it's definitely a very good opportunity. As for the other skins or cosmetics contained on here, believe it or not, these toon looking skins, considering they're very popular with us already having Tuna Fish being a toon version of Fish Stick, and also Meowscles that have appeared throughout Fortnite, it seems now they're making a Toon Legends pack, which includes not only a full set for Toon Bush Ranger, but also Toon Peely as you've seen in the reward screen in the background. Speaking of this particular toon pack, however, you know how Epic Games have been releasing these surveys full of skins which we're going to be revealing later in the video to discuss Battle Pass skins, what could be upcoming off here. Believe it or not, the Toon Bush Ranger has been on these surveys for a while now, I believe since Chapter 2 Season 7, but they've finally added it, of course, as a part of the Toon Legends pack. It's unknown as of of right now when this will officially be releasing, but you can already bet Fortnite across their socials will be posting a trailer, so make sure to be subscribed to mine as I'll repost it as soon as they do so. Speaking of Fortnite socials, despite them announcing the free rewards that we'll be able to get for watching Twitch-enabled drop streams anyways for FNCS that's just recently started in Chapter 3 Season 1 with a brand new revamped logo, it doesn't just stop here in terms of the free rewards attached to FNCS or this particular FNCS of Chapter 3 Season 1 in itself, as data miners have discovered on Twitter by stating in 19.30 these 3 FNCS emoticons were added. It's unknown how we will obtain them as of now, but their best guesses right now would either be a bonus Twitch drop or an extra FNCS Community Cup reward. And the interesting thing about these, or specifically one, is that the Peely one is actually animated and looks kinda cool. Of course, not only all these free rewards or content are going to keep us entertained until 19.40 being the last update that's soon going to be happening before March 19th when Chapter 3 Season 2 starts. But speaking of March 19th in itself, supposedly 2 days before, as FireMonkey states in this tweet, there's going to be a Console Champions Cup with all the information about the prize pool and everything to do with that on screen right now, so feel free to pause the video and digest all the information. It's unknown as of now anywhere if we're going to be able to get a free skin for placing high, instead of just the prize pool being money, but I guess we're yet to know. Moving on though, speaking of what's going to be happening until March 19th, now believe it or not, there's been a lot revealed about the storyline developments and who's going to be making a return to the 7, most specifically being the Paradigm, as we speculated, considering she did man the Mecha Team Leader robot in Chapter 1 Season 9 in another snapshot form, being the Singularity. As you guys know, throughout this entire season we've been getting season quests, and typically that involves, well, us doing favours around the island based off what the scientist's voice recordings actually state to do. And let's just say, despite her being public enemy number 1 of the 7, considering she got tasked with defeating the Devourer monster but had to contain the power of the 0 point to do so, but then didn't recontain it once obviously harnessing its power and slaying the original Devourer monster, it seems the scientist has already forgiven her, as you can tell in this voice recording of her returning and him being glad about that I'll be playing right now.
So remember that message from the rocket's black box? It was from Paradigm. If we're gonna pull this off, we're really gonna need her help. Well, I'm gonna need her help. I've set up dead drops for her around the island. Your mission is to mark them with space rocks so she can find them.
And depending on how far you are along with the season quest, of course, some of you guys will be able to hear that in game, I'm guessing right now. But either way, not only confirms the return of the Paradigm, but speaking of Paradigm's return, with there being hints towards this season's live event, Chapter 3 Season 1, being a Final Showdown V2, as not only was the Devoured landmark implemented in 19.20 alongside Tilted Towers once the ice cubes melted in this specific region, revealing the name location. Of course, on top of that, since the season started, we actually have the Mecha Team Leader arm that was ripped off by this original Devourer that we can tell is the same one from the Final Showdown V1 anyways, as it has a hole in its skull where the sword skewered through its head. This seems to be kind of in the same spot where it got ripped off and thrown to, yeah, in the original Final Showdown on the outskirts ocean. And with the Daily Bugle having a large resemblance to Pressure Plant as well, being an inactive-like volcano named location, which was used to manufacture the Mecha Team Leader, with the Paradigm returning, with us knowing the Singularity and her are the same person but different snapshots. Is she here to build a giant robot, considering the Imagined Order may be drilling to get to this Catus Cave that's in the game's coding as of now that we found out about since the Devoured POI was implemented? And speaking of this Devoured POI, with us knowing that the IO drill sites are responsible for this, digging this structure up of bones of this creature, with us also knowing that they're not stopping drilling places on the island or trying to get to the centre of it, being the bridge where the 0 point is located, through the ground underneath the water anyways in Covert Cavern. It's safe to say the drilling process isn't going anywhere anytime soon, rather so getting more intense and causing earthquakes around the island, as data miners have managed to find as another extreme weather condition that will be happening around the Fortnite island very soon, actually creating in itself from happening a brand new map change, being, well, an IO crater, which is set to replace this house right here on the outskirts of Tilted Towers with, well, as you can see, what it looks like on the minimap right now, an IO crater, which potentially leads to this Catus Cave that again data miners found in the coding, with distant roars coming out of, perhaps implying that there's a Devourer monster trapped underneath here, or even trapped or chained up by the Imagined Order to then hopefully tame and do their dirty work for them. And just to confirm too that we're most likely going to be seeing a live event this season, whether it is the Final Showdown V2 or not, involving a brand new robot or giant thing to defeat another Devourer monster. I actually messaged Sheena BR over on Twitter regarding this, if we're most likely going to be seeing a live event or not, and he responded with the following: while everything indicates that the season is ending on a Saturday again, this never happens unless we're getting a live event. And then I followed up by asking if there's only one more update, and he said, yep, only one more update, and I personally think the chances for a live event are very high. It's safe to say with this happening, with the 7 opposing the Imagined Order and then battling it out right now, whatever happens during this event, mass destruction will be occurring based off the capabilities of these two factions, and this will be displayed not only throughout the map changes going into Chapter 3 Season 2, but the theme overall. Of course, this kind of relates back to this time last chapter in Chapter 2 Season 2 with the whole Ghost versus Shadow, as it's definitely right now Imagined Order versus the 7. And speaking of the 7 more specifically, in terms of what could be upcoming in the Chapter 3 Season 2 Battle Pass, despite maybe even Gunner being one of the IO bosses anyways that we currently don't know how we can obtain as a skin, but selectable styles have been added into the coding surrounding him, or he could maybe be the March crew pack, are the members of the 7 that we don't currently technically know of, or most people don't anyways, being the final 3, which as data miners have managed to find from looking at all the 7 statues representing each member at the Sanctuary, are not only one called the Origin, but also the Sisters, being Sister 1 and 2. These of course are the same sisters that the Foundation referenced in the Chapter 2 Season 6 cinematic trailer, and despite it being safe to say we've heard of them before, the Origin seems even higher ranking in the 7, perhaps even founding it rather than being the leader than the Foundation. As of right now, it's completely unknown what these will look like, however we do have hints based off the Fortnite surveys that have been releasing, with 7 looking like characters anyways. And as you can see, there's 3 characters, one with a selectable style that stand out more so than any other, fitting the 7's kind of criteria in terms of their outfits. I'm guessing the mask on and off style of the male character is the Origin, considering that would make sense, and then the 2 females, well, are the 2 sisters that we're yet to meet. And speaking of the Origin more specifically, here's what it could look like in reward screen form, thanks to EA Skate Concepts, my thumbnail designer, who's literally managed to make a 3D model of this skin, taking like over a month, which looks absolutely insane and was definitely worth the wait. And yeah, it would definitely be interesting if the Origin is implemented into the Chapter 3 Season 2 Battle Pass to compare, well, this concept to the actual thing that Epic have made. Speaking of Battle Pass skins, however, any of the skins on here, literally throughout any survey that Epic Games have ever published, or ideas they've created, could be one of typically 7 or 8 outfits that we actually see added that we can unlock. With that said, feel free to pause the video at any point to get a good look at all of these, considering it's a 4K image and you guys will be able to see each detail on any of the characters, perhaps even being based off prior skins or being different outfit styles. If you enjoyed today's video, I want to keep referring back to it, of course, slap a like in today's video down below, make sure you subscribe to the channel with all notifications turned on so that you're the first of future uploads as soon as I post them and don't miss out. And speaking of other videos, make sure to interact with anything on screen right now, but most importantly, hopefully I can catch you, yes, you the individual still watching, I can see you, but hopefully in the very next video I do post on the channel.